Good morning and welcome to today's daily cyber briefing. I'm Eliza and I am your host this morning, and I would rather be nowhere else but here. Also, I'm a liar. Anyway, on that note, I'm pleased to announce the very best speaking gig I've ever had, talking to myself this morning. It's very weird. I don't know how else to describe it. When you're doing talks or you're on podcasts, it's not that bad because you're actually having a conversation that just happens to be recorded. Whereas this, I just talk to myself every morning. It's very, very weird. Okay, so I'll get on with the latest cyber news that has happened overnight. So Beijing may soon issue cyberspace IDs to its citizens after floating a proposal for the scheme last Friday. I thought that the word floating the idea was quite hilarious. It's as if it's not already firmed up. They already have IDs and social credit scores. Why would they not do this? So that's my thoughts on the matter. The IDs would serve to protect. I did the little finger quotation marks thing. Would serve to protect citizens' personal information, regulate the public services for authentication of cyberspace IDs, and accelerate the implementation of trusted online identity strategy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is from China's equivalent of the ministerial cabinet or the Ministry of Defence. The ID will take two forms in a series of letters and numbers, and it will correspond directly to the citizen and their real life identity. So, essentially, it'll be impossible to hide. I think it's concerning because people are dumb enough to want that here. Let's have credit ID so that people can't call me a whale online. I just think, shut up, Carol from Stockport, nobody cares. The bigger picture is we don't want that level of monitoring, hopefully. And it's all worded and said as if it's your safety that's in mind, but just look at CCTV. Has it made us any safer? Nope. We are I think we are the most monitored country, or one of the most monitored countries in the world. We capture crimes on CCTV, but then nothing happens, does it? Doesn't make us any safer. There's not some PC plod sat watching live streams waiting for someone to get attacked and then jumping into the defence. It just sort of sits there and collates. China is one of the few countries in the world that requires citizens to already use their real names on the internet. So it's actually a legal requirement over there. And ISPs in China are required to collect the real names and ID numbers when customers sign up for services, and that's been since 2017. Social media sites like Weibo and WeChat authenticate accounts with documents, including national ID. And there's an entire credit scoring system there where they encourage people to behave within a certain lemming type way in order to boost their social credit score. So their real name is required upon registration with ID as well. And it makes it easier to identify those responsible for online harassment and the spread of misinformation. My concern really is around free speech there, but hey ho, not everyone cares. I think it's horrible, and it looks like it's going to get worse for Chinese citizens, and I hope it doesn't bleed over into here. But you do hear the rumblings of people wanting, someone gets called fat or a minger on the internet, and they think therefore everyone should have to have a license to access the internet or have to show their ID before they sign up to anything. And I think it's all just very introspective, and a lot of people don't really think about the wider picture and the impact. So when you hear people say things like that, say, shut up. Anyway, moving on. So Cisco has issued a security advisory for a critical vulnerability. It is being traced as CVE 2024-3596. It's in the Radius protocol, and it's widely used, obviously. The vulnerability could allow an attacker to bypass multi-factor authentication and gain unauthorized access to networks. And Cisco are raising the alarm to say patch now. Several exclamation marks. So they have confirmed, Cisco has confirmed that a wide range of its products are affected by this vulnerability. There is going to be a link in the provided comments section of this live stream go to the Cisco link. On there is a breakdown of everything that's affected, so that's worth having a look. And Cisco strongly recommends that customers apply the available patches for their affected products as soon as possible, because there's no workaround available. So you heard it here first, or maybe you didn't, I don't know. So this one's, okay, I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. So the US claims TikTok shipped personal data to China, very personal data in fact. Department of Justice of America have said this. And my response to that is, oh look, a rocket scientist. We know this. So America is saying that ByteDance, the owners of TikTok, must sell its US operation to the US or close. There is a doc link in this that's going to be linked, and it's called filing. So when you go to the Chinese American TikTok link, look for the word Control F, the word filing, and go and click on that, and it'll give you all the details if you are interested in reading that. So I'm going to call them the Dodge, Department of Justice. I just think it's quite funny. So the Dodge have said in that they have said that significant user data has been shared over this tool by TikTok staff within the TikTok company. So they're using something called Lark, and they're sharing US information apparently on Lark. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's probably similar to Slack. This is a quote from in the filing document. So this resulted in certain sensitive US person data being contained in Lark channels and therefore stored on Chinese servers inaccessible to ByteDance employees located in China. Fair enough. So I can understand why they'd be angry about that. It gets worse, the filing claims. Lark contained multiple internal search tools that had been developed and run by China-based ByteDance engineers for scraping TikTok user data, including US user data. Okay, those tools allowed collection of bulk user information based on the user's content and expressions, including gun control, abortion, and religion. The filing also alleges that TikTok tools allow for triggering of the suppression of content on the platform based on the user's use of certain words. No shit. So a couple of points. First and foremost, you do in fact have to be a complete and utter moron to use TikTok. So I personally don't care about that. I'm joking, kind of. So yeah. Well, also on the data and opinion tracking, we do know this. We know Facebook does it. And I believe Mark Zuckerberg's actually admitted to it. And we know that YouTube strikes off videos and demonetizes them for various different socio-political reasons as well. Big tech has been doing it for years. So America does it, the UK does it, everyone seems to do it, and China does it. I guess what the worrying thing is with a nation that's been known to be an adversarial state of the US is that data on human behaviour can be tracked and manipulated. If you can see how people react to information and you're in control of that information, then you hold the keys to the kingdom. So from an adversarial perspective, it's quite valuable, isn't it? So if you can capture the minds of many in one place and you can manipulate to enforce your own agenda or your own ideologies, or you can control or understand the reaction to certain content, then you can have a pretty disastrous impact if you were to pair it with, war or major cyber attacks or something. I don't know. I do catastrophize a bit, but I think it needs it sometimes, because I think there's a lot of people that, I've certainly come across a lot of people in cybersecurity that will say, "Oh, you can't say that." What? That China as a country, on an individual level, I'm sure they're all fine. On a national level, that they're adversarial to the West. Like, I don't particularly think that that's a stupid thing to say, but you do get a lot of people that are quite senior in cybersecurity that say that that's nonsense. And to those people, I say, sure, Carol from Stockport. Anyway, so the UK next article. So the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre (NCSC) has warned of the ongoing espionage activities of the Endarial threat group. I mentioned them the other day, actually, last week. And they've said that North Korean hackers really want the West's nuclear secrets. Again, what a surprise! A rocket scientist. So, according to the NCSC, the Andarial threat group, alongside APTs such as Kim Suki and Lazarus, is it Kim Suki? Kim Suki. And Lazarus is largely attempting to acquire via espionage intellectual property and technical information regarding nuclear operations. Targets are largely defence, aerospace, nuclear, and engineering entities. I realise we all know this. Hopefully, Jesus. Hopefully we all know this. But it's worth bringing it to the forefront again. The NCSC doesn't seem to say anything unless they think that it's an imminent issue. So maybe it's just a bit of a reminder to be alert. I don't know, but a lot of us are suppliers to that sector. So I think it's just really good to have that on your radar and be reminded of it occasionally. So yes, so actually the quote in the article from, I think it's Paul Critchard that said it. I'm not 100% sure where the quote was from. It should remind critical infrastructure operators of the importance of protecting the sensitive information and intellectual property they hold on systems to prevent theft and misuse. They have been also attacking hospitals and using ransomware to fund operations. So let's just end here on a positive note. North Korean state-sponsored hackers want to commit unthinkable damage and kill people. Aren't they sweet? Lovely bunch. Wonderful. Enjoy your day, cyber defenders, and I hope you have an easy day at work. Yeah. I never know how to end these things. I feel like there should be a jingle. I'm really tempted to be like, I'm not going to. I mean, I just do. Okay, bye.